Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? This is Jeff from BKJ Mag TV, and this is the BKJ Mag podcast experience. And this is episode 42. This episode is very short and it's very brief, but it's also a tribute episode. This episode goes out to the late, great John F. Kennedy. On this day, November 22nd, 1963, at 12:30, I believe it was earlier than that, maybe minutes earlier than that, President Kennedy, while traveling with his wife to Dallas, Texas, was assassinated. It was a tragic and it was a horrific event in American history. John F. Kennedy had two kids, and they were actually heading to a luncheon to meet other Democrats and the other Democrat hopefuls in order to gain political traction in the state, going ahead of the 1964 presidential election. President Kennedy had his intent to run for a second term. He felt the country was in good shape, and he decided, let's start campaigning early. Let's go out to Dallas, Texas. Let's get this out. Let's make sure we get the southern base behind the Democratic Party, so that way he could win a second term in 1964. Those plans never came to fruition as he was assassinated. It was just such a sad, tragic moment in our history, in our American history. You know, a lot of everybody said it was Lee Harvey Oswald that assassinated the president from the Dallas Book Depository. Some people are claiming that it was a conspiracy. There were other actors involved, and that Lee Harvey Oswald was the fall guy. We don't know that to be the case, but we do know that the investigation done by the federal government has pinpointed that John Lee Harvey Oswald was the lone triggerman that killed the president on November 22nd, 1963. Also, I want to send out a shout out to Officer Tibbs. He was there at the scene, who approached Oswald and tried to apprehend him, and he was killed too on that day. So we honor him as well, a fallen officer in Dallas, Texas. It was a day filled with great loss and great infamy. You know, when Kennedy was shot, they tried to rush him to the hospital, and they tried to perform life-saving surgery on him. But he was bleeding too much. I had read a book and I had seen a movie about it, the aftermath after the assassination, and it was brutal. It was just no way, not even modern surgeons would have been able to save the president with everything that we have in advance in medicine and trauma care. It would have been no way. You know, it was a tragic event, and the president fell, and Lyndon Baines Johnson assumed the oath of office and the presidency on Air Force One, with Jackie Kennedy, who was still covered in John F. Kennedy's blood, next to him. Again, it was just such a tragic day, November 22nd, 1963. So on this day, give a solemn prayer to the fallen president, our 35th president of the United States. You know, many outlets reported on it, and it was so sad. It was so sad. And many people from north to south, all the way to the west, they mourned the death of President Kennedy. So, with that said, I'm giving my respects, my prayers out to the Kennedy family and to the memory of John F. Kennedy. May God rest his soul. May God bless this nation of America. Thank you for listening to this special episode on my podcast, Remembering John F. Kennedy. Peace, love, one.